Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Teams Show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. Tonight, it's not just the team show, it's the final Teams Show ahead of round 14. Carlton, West Coast, Sunday, 6:10 p.m. for those of us on the East Coast, the graveyard shift. And that's what we're here to chat about. The final teams will be announced in an hour. We can hang out amongst ourselves, enjoy the spoils of it being the end of the week. Happy Friday to the lot of you. I don't know if you are finishing your work week or if you've almost finished your work week or if you have already finished your work week. But we've got a bit to get through, as we always do. We are proudly brought to you by Mr. Cabinets, second-year sponsor of the Teams Show. So if you have any renovations in your house that you need help with, you know exactly who to get in touch with. Derek from Mr. Cabinets will sort you out. How are we? What's the story? How are we feeling after yesterday? I found some highlights for us to watch from the VFL. I actually found some I found some exclusive intel into exactly how Harry Mackay's knee soreness came to be. And so I'm going to divulge that information with you all shortly. But how are you all? What is the story? Hello, Hyde. You were first. Hello, Kate. Not fond of the Harley Reid bloke. He's a good player. You just bought a ticket in the giveaway. Nice. Thank you. Yes, of course. Don't forget, the signed Corey Durden Guernsey will be given away next week. It's the player edition right there. He signed it on both ends. We're going to spin the wheel next Thursday on the team show ahead of round 15. So if you want to get a ticket, get an entry. The link is pinned to the live chat. Good morning, Paul. Got to get those 4 points indeed, my friend. Absolutely. Nothing is more important than those 4 points. I've got the link in the chat if you or anybody else want to come on and have a talk. Rocco, hello, mate. Actually, those of you watching as well. So Rocco, Mrs. Rocco, and young Miss Rocco, the three of them are in the top 48 of the Blue Abroad Timpy competition. It's quite remarkable. So young Liv is the one holding down the real form. She's in the top 10. She has been all season. So, yeah. Hello, Cal. Good to see you, mate. Fermi, welfare check on Jake. Oh, yeah, that was bad. Should we call him? Should I call Jake? See how he's doing? Let him know that we're thinking of him? Or is that... Yeah, surely if we call Jake and just be like, hey, we're just doing a welfare check on you. Yeah, we should call Jake. We should call Jake.
Hey, mate.
Hey, mate. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just currently on the final team show and the chat are asking for a welfare check on you. So I'm like, do I call him? Like, should I call Jake?
Oh, no. A welfare check. Is that... Geez, even my mum called last night and then she called like 5 seconds ago. I'm like, Mum, I'm all right, Mum.
Hey, man.
I've seen it all before. It's nothing new.
I watched your review last night and I was like, fuck. Like, it's tough. It's tough.
Oh, man. It's just because it's a carbon copy of the last time we played them. Stats-wise, I checked. It was like identical. The last time it was 71 points. This time it was 72. I'm like, irrespective of the rest of the season and how we've played, I expected to learn, at least see them try something different. Try to just negate the Dogs. And they just, I mean, for a half they kind of did, but second half it was just all Dogs and it was a training drill in the end.
Fair. Well, we just thought we'd check in, make sure you're all right, and let you know that the live chat is thinking of you.
Are you on right now?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just like
well,
saying hello, and everyone's like, I had a few people in the chat like, like, is Jake like? Could we get a welfare check on Jake? I'm like, yeah. Well, why don't we just call him?
You'll have to do it in the next 3 weeks. Call me the day after because we've got a tough run.
I hope you're beating Collingwood next week, right?
Mate, that's part of the what messes with me mentally is 1 week we look pretty decent, the next week we don't. But I mean, yeah, there was a lot of when I see the Dogs and they're hitting the kicks they're hitting and we're missing the simple passes we're missing. I mean, we get what we deserve in the end. So
fair.
See what happens.
Well, mate, from one team struggling to another, we hope you're okay.
I hope I don't have to call you late Sunday night.
Oh, I hope not.
You, mate.
I hope not. Yeah.
I know. It's going to be interesting.
Well, you take care, mate. We'll speak soon.
Yep. See you Tuesday.
See ya. Oh, he might be calling me Sunday night. Oh, the Eagles. Can you imagine? I actually can imagine. I genuinely can imagine anything happening on Sunday. I can imagine. Oh, okay. Let's move on. Oh, boy. That was tough watching them last night. All right. Who have we got here in the bottom? We've got Tom and I got Captain Bobblehead. Tom.
Go on, Tezza.
Mate, how you doing?
Yeah, doing all right. I'm glad it's Friday.
Happy Friday, mate. Absolutely.
Friday. We just got to wait pretty much all weekend now to watch the Blues play. So that sort of what everyone's feeling after the Essendon games is sort of lingering for that little bit extra. We can't really vindicate that like we have in the past few weeks, being earlier during the week. So yeah, we go again.
Well, I mean, I don't like Sunday night games or Sunday games generally just because there's a short turnaround, content, all of that. But like, it's literally a get in, get the 4 points, get out, see you on Saturday. It's like we won't have time to think.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been listening to like a few of the podcasts and stuff that's been going around the community, like the Jumper Punch, and the boys have sort of been saying like we've got to, as a community, like, and we felt it in the fan cams last week, that it felt like a loss almost, the way we were sort of all feeling. But as sort of the week sat in more, we were kind of like, no, we still won. Like, we got to take them and enjoy them and sort of. And I think the positivity swing went a bit more now. Hudson O'Keefe's playing again, and sitting on the game Oldie had and that sort of thing. Like we're moving away from Acres and all those sort of like little negative things that we did have to sort of being like, oh no, actually, yeah, Essendon came at us, but we know we've sank a bit at the early part of the year if a team pushes us like that. But we all sort of in that last quarter held tough and kicked the goals we needed to. I know we missed a couple probably to push the margin out, but we still did enough and we're still there. So
yeah, I think the thing that I'm most pleased with is the kids that are coming in. And if I don't know if I was talking to you, I remember talking early in the season about Hudson O'Keefe, thinking, I just don't think he's going to make it. Like, he's so far off it, and then he looked so comfortable at the level. And I don't want to put too much on him because he's a 20-year-old, but I'm stoked that he's going to get another crack at it.
Well, that's what Vossi said. Vossi said 6 weeks ago he was nowhere near it. So he's obviously changed the mindset, and you can almost see that that's almost coincided a bit with, I don't know how much you read into it, but Doherty going back into the seconds as well, maybe shoring up a bit more seniority back with the reserves boys, and you're seeing that come to fruition with Ben Camporelli's now sort of taking that midfield role really personally because he doesn't really have to play behind the ball as much anymore. So I think, and then moving on, Doc coming back into the ones as well. He almost saved the game for us in the end. When they were pushing really hard, he went behind the ball and just has done Doherty things. So I think it's a good thing for our club that we still have these sort of older guys on the list. Like, I was watching the selection table on Pommy's channel about the, maybe bringing in both the Camp Rally boys to play on the wing and making Akers go into the seconds and stuff. And yeah, Akers had a bit of a rough game last week, but what he does defensively is going to be important. And I know the Eagles are the Eagles, but they're still an AFL team. And on their day, you don't want to completely leave yourself open to a turnover.
Mate, the one thing the Eagles will do is apply pressure.
Yeah.
Especially at home. They will absolutely apply pressure, and you either are good enough to get through it. I mean, they applied enough pressure to, sort of make Geelong, I wouldn't say scare Geelong, but Geelong didn't put them away properly until later in the game. And I actually think it'll be similar. I think they'll jump us or give us their best, and it's just going to be a question of, can we work our way through it?
It's like any AFL team. Any team that's got a sniff, like even Essendon, everyone's saying we played their reserves. They got a sniff and they almost got us last week. So we give, and West Coast to back it off to Stadium, playing in Bunbury last week. But, if they kick straight last week, that game was done. And then all of a sudden, but now we get the team that seems to be, we play every team that's on a redemption arc every week. We always get the team that should have won last week or had a poor performance the week before. Can they, answer back? And they always end up playing us. Like the Giants did it. I don't know why that's just who we are this year. We're just like the team that has to wear the redemption clubs. But it's like, I can get this sort of, everyone doesn't want to jump too quickly, because I feel like that's what we did in round one. Everyone was like, oh yeah, next week, let's worry about it. And I think that's where we're better off as a supporter base, that we're going to be in the game. And I think being in the game is what we need to, especially for the boys. They need to know that we're sort of still behind them, because if we're moving on, then they sort of get that sense and want to jump and go, oh yeah, let's get to Perth. Half of us can come and see our families and all that sort of stuff. But it's a pretty important game. It's as you said in, the preview, we win, we should have won, we lose, Vossi's gone pretty much. And then, but if we win by 80 points, it's like, well, yeah, good on you. Do it next week against North.
Well, that's why I think Sunday's good, because whatever happens, you're moving on pretty quickly,
Yeah, absolutely. And but it's also, we're going to enjoy it. If it's a good game, Charlie's up and about, Hudson O'Keefe hopefully kicks his first goal. Those little things that are going to happen in this game, I think we've got to sort of really embrace them as a club, and not sort of just sort of downplay them a bit, because that's the sort of thing you can sort of, that's where you lose the fun in footy a bit. And I think we've been guilty of that, all of us, of losing the fun in footy season, because in no time it's going to be November and we're going to be talking about pre-season again. So,
mate, we're doing, it's going to be trade rumors, it's going to be trade period, it's going to be every single free agent. It's going to be
trying to get picks for Cody Walker and Harry Dean. It's already all there. The Getter Bulls are already talking about Harry Dean's the savior when Sauce gets signed.
Mate,
it's just
it's going to be big fish. Are we secret big fish? And
I know
who's got the information, and
But then but even last night watching, Sam Darcy come back, there's just these other teams that have got such positive vibes around them. And I almost think that the teams, we're at that point where we should be a much better team, with a third oldest list or something this year. I saw a thing that we're the third oldest playing list out of after Collingwood and Geelong and all that sort of thing. So it's kind of that sense of now's the time, but we're also, as you said, we're playing kids. So it's kind of that mixed bet. And I think that's just how we are. We don't know how to feel. We don't know whether to be oh, the kids are good, or our senior players should be doing more. We're just in that. It's just a crazy time. And
it is.
But West Coast.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Chin Cotter will tag Harley Reid, or just just let him do his thing?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought that Harley Reid is the guy that you tag.
I think the biggest slight on Chincotta last week was he wasn't sort of offensive enough. And if they're going to play him in that half forward role, he needs to be a bit more damaging.
I just think he needs games. He's not played a lot of football. I just think he'll just get more. I think he'll get more touches and he'll just be better and be better condition and match fit with the more footy he plays. I'd like to see him be damaging on the scoreboard this week and go the other way. But like it's a chip away. It's a chip away prospect. That's what I think with him.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a big game for our halfbacks as well. We need to get a lot more run out of Sard this week. Because even in that first quarter, like we just saw how explosive he can be, and against a young side like West Coast, it's going to be super important that we sort of attack from the back half because they're going to give us the options. They're going to turn the ball over going inside 50, but we can't go slow because we haven't got McGovern out the back. So I think having a Fantasia and Williams playing that high half forward role is going to be really important as well.
You're on mute. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No, something happened just there. Whoa. Hello? You're on mute. Or whatever. I don't know. I cannot hear you. Nah. All right. See you, mate. I don't know what happened there. Captain Bobblehead.
Taz.
Mate, how are you?
I'm so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not? Can't let this team be a downfall, can we, in life? So
no, we can't. We have to just chip away, just keep moving. Don't get stuck in the mud because, well, actually, you know what? I'll do this exercise with you. So this is the ladder at the moment, right? I want to get your thoughts on something.
Hit me with it.
So like Adelaide right now sitting third going into the round. 9 wins, 4 losses, looking pretty solid, I would personally say. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but on their Facebook page, they announced the teams last night, obviously, because they're playing the Hawks tonight. And they actually, from their account, from the Adelaide Football Club account, posted a comment in their comment section which said, "Footballers are human too. Please be kind or reconsider leaving a comment." I just think that is bizarre that they felt the need to do that on the one hand. And then on the other hand, like they're third. So I guess it's a window into it's not just us that have fans that are maybe a bit too emotional and get a little trigger happy on the socials, but I mean, I'm stunned that they're copying that as well when they're third.
Do you think that it might be because of racial commentary though? We get a lot of that type of hate stuff here. So is it to do with something like that?
I actually look at the Adelaide fans from time to time in their comment section. They're pretty savage. I mean, they've got it's been 27 years since their last flag. So they've got that frustration, but they're very critical around Nix and they're very critical around, I think it was Lockie Murphy playing that they weren't agreeing with or whatever it was. And I mean, I can not understand, but I can kind of see how it might happen if you're a bottom-ish team, but I would love to be sitting third.
Yeah, they've been the Adelaide fans have been pretty brutal in the last couple of seasons with their club's form, especially because they look like they've got a pretty good system and list. So I was talking to someone last week when they were playing Brisbane, and they're like, "Nah, we're not going to win. There's no chance." And then they win the game. So I think they're a little bit, like you said, probably getting on the same level of frustration with the patience is being lost because it's been such a long time that they've been, relevant and consistent. So yeah, that's probably a win for us. We're not the only ones that are over it. So yeah.
What else, mate? What are you thinking about this week? Just not thinking
Look,
too much, trying to
yeah,
enjoy it.
no, I definitely am. Like, I just literally went and looked at the stats for the season averages and stats, and we're leading West Coast in every stat by a little bit. And there's a couple there that they've, in front of us with, but it just, it just should be a game that you don't have to worry about. But because it's us, you sort of worry. And we all saw a couple of weeks ago, Geelong went down there and, they challenged them. And then Geelong said, all right, enough's enough, put the foot down and cleared the game out. And if it's one thing that I know about our team, it's we haven't seen many second or third gears pulled by our team. When we get challenged, we capitulate. Like, I mean, last week was a testament to that. We just panicked and, we don't take any, doesn't look like we take any dare in our game or take the game on. We sort of just get really defensive and just kick it up and hope for the best. So that's the one thing that's sort of worrying me about, this week. I'm pretty firm with the belief that I don't think we're going to do much this season. I'm not a believer that we'll go on a miraculous 2023 run. I just can't see that we will. So I'm sort of the opinion, well, let's just take it on. Like, let's not waste the season. If we're going to lose, well, lose trying rather than lose being safe. And if we played games and we took on middle of the ground kicks and did things that were a little bit, hey, why are you doing that? I would be happier with that than what I keep seeing week in, week out. So if we're going to lose by trying to play a system that's modern and, that potentially can transform our season, because I just don't think we're going to get too far playing the way we're playing.
Yeah, fair enough. What do you think about the final changes tonight?
I don't think any of them will play. I think obviously we have to name an extended bench. I'd probably like to see Durden get a call up. I don't know how justified it was dropping him when so many of our smalls were out of form. So possibly like a Fogarty or a Will White come out for Durden, because I think Durden, he had a really good purple patch for a couple of weeks there, and then he just got shunted out. So if there was any change that I'd make, it'd probably be that one. I don't know how much VFL you watch, Terry. Do you watch much of the VFL boys?
A little bit. Not too much, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch it because there's some, really cool, good, like new and exciting players. And that Harry O'Farrell's he just looks like an absolute weapon. So, and he just looks like what we need, like an intercept defender that will take the game on, doesn't take 5 minutes to decide where he's going to kick it. He marks the ball, he outmarks his opponent, outbodies him, and then the kick is off, like it's off, and he hits his targets. So players like that, for me, I think of like all the contracts that are coming up this year, like a Mitch McGovern, not a big fan of him. To me, like a Harry O'Farrell just replaces him. You know what I mean? So, so it's going to be interesting. Like, they've named Mitch McGovern in the back line again, but will they play him in the forward line like they did last week?
I think so. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what the teams look like on paper when we get the final teams. But I think this might be it for Mitch as a full-time defender, and I like to see it. I'm happy.
You want him to play up forward? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I'm curious to see more of it. Yeah, I think he's got. Well, I mean, when Brody went down, Brody wasn't necessarily definitely working. It was still, early stages. He did a full preseason as a forward. We didn't really get a chance to replace that idea. So we started playing, Lewis Young in there. But I think McGovern's got the IQ to play the role, and he's also versatile enough to go down back if we need someone to just go and settle things down. And I think that's what often gets confused. I just think we're very angry, as I've been saying all week, but I think we contradict our criticism a bit. It's like, oh, Voss doesn't make any moves. Oh, okay, so McGovern goes down back, so he makes a move. Oh, Voss is weak. He put McGovern down back. I just think it's good that Gov can go forward and then go back when he needs to.
one of the arguments that people make, like when we recruited McGovern, he was obviously like third or fourth string in the Adelaide forward line, and he would kick all these easy goals because everyone was worried about Josh Jenkins and Taylor Walker and Eddie Betts, and Mitch McGovern used to just come from nowhere and just kick these goals, and you're like, who is on McGovern? And he would always just kick them. And then when he came to Carlton, who'd we have in our forward line? Like Levi Casbold and Lockie Henderson, I think maybe was even.
No, because no, because Harry and Charlie were young, so the idea was he would be the leader, you know.
So he ultimately became almost your number one forward. So he never wore that tag well at Adelaide. He was always your third or fourth. So ultimately, what happened? He got pushed down back, salvaged his career, and we've never seen him. So it's like, okay, do you play him up forward now where he's not that number one target? And it's unfortunate that Harry Mackay's out, because it would be interesting to see Curnow, Mackay, and then him as this, like, oh, where'd this guy come from? And, you know, I'd say he still can be quick. He's pretty agile. He can take a mark. So it would just be interesting to see. So I'm like you. I think our defence is covered now. I think with Silvani, Haynes and Wiedering, we've got enough marking targets there. If there's been any criticism, it's that we don't have enough smaller, quicker defenders to play on, you know, other teams' small forwards. So yeah, like chuck him up, see what he can do. You know, like did he kick a goal last week? He went missing for a large portion of the game, but he didn't look too bad. I like the thing that I mean, you only got a glimpse of it, but the separation in the forward line. So he created a bit of that where he was almost running away from Charlie just to create separation. And our forwards, you know, I don't know who's our forward line coach now, but they always just sort of clamber together, and, you know, it goes into a pack and gets spoiled. Whereas last week you could sort of see they're creating that separation, and the defenders, even though they were young and inexperienced, they're like, shit, who do I mark up on? Because they're just going every direction. So if there's something that McGovern, I think, could do well, I think it would be that, create a bit of uncertainty for defenders on, shit, do I go there? Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I hang back? You know, the stuff that the fans have been crying out for is, you know, make the ground big, create separation. Charlie Curnow 1-on-1 is better than Charlie Curnow 3-on-1. So, yeah, I think it'd be interesting to just run him, give him 2 or 3 games. I mean, like, we got West Coast, we got Port, we got North Melbourne. Like, these are the games where you try those things, get him a bit of confidence, and then, you know, see how it goes for the harder games, if you will. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. The graveyard shift on Sunday, I still don't realise why they play anyone at that time. Like, there's 2 games this Sunday because of the buys, and they're still playing at like 3 o'clock on a Sunday in Perth. So it's just like, why do that?
There's many things I have no idea about in life, and this is one of them.
I just hate the fact that you're literally eating dinner on a Sunday night, especially in Melbourne and Adelaide, and the game's going to finish at like, you know, 9 o'clock, and then it's work the next day. It just doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, even for the WA crowd. Like, I just don't think that makes any sense. But yeah, we don't really get much of a say on that, I guess. So,
yeah. What's the final predictions, mate? What's the margin?
You'd have to go the Blues. Like, I just can't see the Blues losing. I can't see them losing this game. So I'd say maybe 3 to 4 goal win, but like most weeks, no confidence in my prediction. So,
all right. Fingers crossed, mate. We will speak to you soon.
See you next week, mate.
See you, mate. All right. Winnow is back. Is that Winnow? Is it as in Robbie Winston? I see you, but I don't see a camera. I don't see video. So unless there is video. Hello. Great man.
Terry, how you going, mate?
Mate, I'm good. Long time.
Long time, mate. Absolutely. I love your stuff. Been following the journey since 2018, so good to see you kicking goals, mate. Mate, what is going on with the Blue Boys? 5 and 7, going over the West Coast, and what are your thoughts about going over West? I think, personally, this is a danger game for the mighty Blue Boys, but I'll explain that after I get your opinion on that.
I mean, I just think we have to win the game. Yeah, I just think it's too much of a disaster to lose the game. I just think we it's a must win, which is just obvious. Pretty simple equation. I'd like to think that the Eagles will give us more opportunities to move the ball compared to what some of the other teams do, because they're where they're at in their development. But I don't want to take them lightly. We have a pretty good record against them, so if I can't be confident that we're going to beat the Eagles, then I don't know if I'll ever be able to be confident.
I love that. What I will say is, so it's just on the last call there, so if they're wondering why they play, because I've been bouncing, I do just for the Carlton. I'm a massive Tiger supporter, but I do really like what Terry does. He's pretty much the first, I would say, like, fan channel that's like really dedicated and dug into what is a club, and followed by all the fan channels in the UK and that. But to answer your question, it's basically to do with the Eastern Seaboard. So basically, because Perth is 2 hours behind at the current moment due to daylight savings times, sometimes it's 3, but it goes back to 2. It's all to do with going to the news and all the footy shows back over east. And then it goes straight into the news once it's finished over in WA. So that answers that question for you, to all the Eastern Seaboarders. But mate, I watched West Coast live against Geelong 2 weeks ago from Optus Stadium in Perth. And I've got to tell you what, for 3 and a big quarters, they drew within 5 points of Geelong. And I thought, wow, like they played a really good brand of footy. So to all the Blue Baggers out there, and because I kind of I've adopted West Coast as my Western Australian team, even though yellow and black runs through my veins, it definitely is a danger game. I think I watched Carlton v Essendon. That first quarter, Terry, wow, like that is like 2023 Blue Boys right there in that first quarter. Then the next 3 quarters, I don't know what I was watching. It was a mixed bag. But I'm tipping Carlton by 57 points. They've got to win. They need to make a statement. And I think they will actually string some form in the back half of the season. They've got so much talent, Carlton. I tipped them from the premiership, and it's got me bamboozled as to why they've struggled thus far. But I do watch the Carlton faithful. I do. I love to hate you, respectfully, but you do remind me of Richmond on the rebuild when we were coming up. I think we made the finals between 13 and 15. Finally got the big granny in 17, and then we obviously won 3 out of 4. But honestly, as a mighty Tiger, we're on the other end of the scale at the minute. But I would love to see Carlton actually get some success for their fans. So I see you, Terry. I see the effort that you put in. I've only met you a couple of times in person, but I can see, all supporters alike. We're passionate. We want our teams to do well. And Carlton are just a frustrating bunch because they've got it in them. They have got them in it. The talent is there, but there's something not like, I don't know whether it's coaching. I'm not sure if it's the structure. I'm not sure if they just are getting frustrated with each other. The dynamics of, as the last caller said, between sort of like experience and bringing in kids, sort of like in no man's land. But that's my thoughts on the Carlton Footy Club, mate. But what do you think, Terry? What is a pass mark for 2025 and then beyond? Like, can Carlton turn around? Can they flip the script? Can they actually do something that the supporters are going to get excited about? What do you think?
Well, to answer your question, yes, I do. But I have a question back to you. Can you recall, it was 2017, that was the first flag, right, for the Tigers?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Okay. So you'd gone through a lot of heartbreak and heartache and all of that.
Oh, mate. Every game went through, so close, but yet so far, Terry. Absolutely.
So what I'm trying to get at is, when in 2017 did you didn't believe you were going to win the flag from the start of the year, right? When did you start actually, as a fan base, believe, oh my God, this might be it?
It was. I swear to God, my cousin will back this up. We're at, I think, what was it? The St Kilda game. It was late in the season. Dusty picked up 37 posies. I think it was round 22. I think it was the second round, last round of the year. We signed up our top 4 spot, and I could just tell by the way they were playing. I had a feeling before that because we won the first 5. We were lost the next 3 by another kick. Like Richmondy and Knightsman and all that. Lost it from nowhere. But it was that last round. I think it was against the Kilda. We had a dominant performance. I think we were by 46 by memory. I was at the game. I turned to my cousin and said, "We're going to win the flag." I have no doubt about it. And that because we had to win that last round to guarantee the top 4. We end up finishing 3rd. We played Geelong in that first week, the finals. But I turned to my cousin, but Dusty dominated that day, and he obviously still the Brownlow. And I turned to my cousin and I said, "We're going to win the flag." So it wasn't until like round 22 or 24, whatever it was. But mate, Terry, it's just frustrating because you've got so much talent, mate. Like Cripps, Mackay, I can't even think of Sard off the half back. What a gun he is. I've been a big critical guy of Silvani. He's played every game he's played. I've seen he's just like a solid player in the back line for you guys. So I guess I'm just on here, Terry. I just want to appreciate what you've done for all the Carlton faithful because I feel your pain. I can actually feel what you're going through because you are struggling. So I'm kind of trying to live vicariously through the eyes. But I do want to see Carlton do well. But yeah, it was late that year. It was late that year that the Tigers, I thought they were going to win the flag. But Carlton have got the potential, but the question is, can they do it?
Mate, we'll find out. Appreciate you calling in. Hope you're well.
No worries.
And,
absolutely, mate. Keep up a good week, Terry. Take care, mate. See ya.
Good man, Bobby Winston. Really good man. All right. So we got 25 or so minutes until we find out the final teams. I did some digging and I found out about Harry Mackay's knee soreness. So I want to share with you exactly what happened from Harry. So this is from his latest episode of the Ben and Harry podcast. Have a listen to Harry explaining exactly what happened.
And then Harry, by the time in between recording and then the game, you had a knee issue.
Yeah, well, I've had it for a while, but
sorry, it wasn't
just overnight.
It wasn't when you got in the car.
Yeah, scratched his knee, hit my knee on the door when I was walking out of the podcast. I heard late in the Giants game before the bye.
Right, late in the Giants game before the bye. I got this part. Now listen to this.
I hurt my knee in that game, and obviously we had the bye, and then a little bit of time. So I was hoping it would settle down a bit more, and for this week or for the Essendon game. But it wasn't great throughout the week. So obviously didn't play, and then kind of similar thing this week, hoping to get it going again. We have training tomorrow, so and then if not, I'll put a bit of a plan together and explore some other routes. But
if it doesn't come up this week, we'll put a bit of a plan together and explore some other routes. What does that mean?
Yeah, a little bit frustrating, and you never love missing games, and but could be worse. So, but
that was it. So interesting comments there. So I don't know what that says to you. Obviously says to me that it's a bit more serious than just knee sore. Surely they know. Surely that he's had a scan. They got the imaging center now, right? 100 meters, not even 100 meters away on site. Surely they know or they've seen what's going on. So I think it's a watch this space with Harry and his knee. So for those of you who are wondering what happened to Harry, okay, I found Ben Camberelli highlights, so we should watch them. Well, yeah, that's the question, Lou. Don't know. So knee soreness, but there was a bit of a question mark throughout the week around where did the knee soreness come from. I didn't know if it was a training session. I did a training report with with Paul on Monday, and yeah, like I didn't know where the injury had come from. I didn't realize he had hurt himself late in the Giants game. I think someone in the chat mentioned it. Jay Baggers, I think it might have been you actually. So anyway, we will see. But Harry's not playing this Sunday, and that's all we know right now. It was you. I remember. Okay, let me share my screen. Let's watch some Ben Camperelli highlights. So he's just cooking. Slowly but surely. This young man is coming along. Let's take a look and see how he's going. He's over here in the 16.
And Will Hayes have come in to this team for the Blues today. All across to Ben Camp. Trickles along the ground, still in dispute. There's a couple of handballs. The Blues are able to get out of danger. Moya taking nice up by the Blues, taking the ground. Lemmy got the handball out and then bulldozed. Was it Camperelli? And some afters as well from Xavier O'Neill. And Camperelli to get his look out the top level. Only kicked one goal in the VFL. Now he's got two. And Carlton takes a lead here at Windsor Hill. Really good finish from Ben Camprioli and his 0.5 as well. Ollie, you and I are pretty well rugged up here at the top of the Cookson stance. A lot of long sleeves in. Towards half back. We'll go back inside 50 here, though. Will the Blues? Ben Camprioli up towards Lemmy, who outpointed Aquay. Did well against Jerome. Got the handball out quickly to Camperelli, who went to Camperelli. It was Lucas to Ben. The third quarter now, the rain's still holding off. Wonder if the artificial light will have to take over at some point as Carlton get the opening clearance. Carlton ball next to the behind post. Bins short for Ben Camperelli. Sinton, ground level ball. Harris leaving it behind. Loose ball with Buster Tilt. Have the pressure on him applied by.
So there you go. I want to show one more set of highlights. Mind you, thank you to Carlton Blues fans for putting this all together. Harry O'Farrell, if I can find it. Oh, no, it's not here. Let me show you Harry O'Farrell. He is here. All right. Teams are out in 18 minutes. So Harry O'Farrell highlights from last week.
His draft has gone. Kick to the wing and a good take in front from Ace. Bit of a task set for Harry O'Farrell, who will keep it in. Goes over the top here. Which will go across the face for O'Farrell. He'll shift it on. Here's Lucas Camprioli. Ryan Brody dumping back out. I think that might have been a drop mark in the end for O'Farrell. His defensive 50. O'Farrell moving at ground level. He'll go in the McMahon direction inside 450 for the Bombers.
Wow.
Take Harry O'Farrell. He will work the kick back. Is Yakovine on debut. Late left foot ball. It's going to be reeled in by O'Neill. Drives a longer one inside 50. O'Farrell staying down. High inside 50. McMahon was there. Tried to shrug off. Chaos ball right now. It's sent toward the square. 2-on-2. O'Farrell gets a fist on it. And so far, we'll get the Bombers inside 50. It's a high ball. Who reads it best? O'Farrell in front. Read it superbly. He'd be firmly in their plans for this year and beyond. You'd think with marks like that, goes long, hits a net.
So there you go. It got me thinking at the start of this year, one of the big question marks around Carlton was in defense. Who's going to be the next key position player that we need? We've got interceptors. We don't have too many lockdown-ish guys. I think we've answered that question pretty quickly within half a season. Jack Silvani's helping with that. Nick Haynes is obviously helping with that, to the point where McGovern doesn't need to be starting in the back line anymore. And then you think about the future and you're like, okay, well, what does that look like? I'm not trying to get too much pressure on Harry O'Farrell, but there's clearly something there for the future. So I think we're in good shape there all of a sudden. I'm pretty happy about that. What do you think is the question? Can Harry O'Farrell take on the big H now? Well, there's a few Harrys. There's Mackay, Lemmy, and now O'Farrell. Trading Kennedy has been contentious, but we got O'Farrell, so no pressure, but it may not be too bad. Well, I think the Kennedy trade was always going to be one of those trades where short term, it looks like we're losing out, but long term, I think we will appreciate it. Kennedy not playing means that we get to see Cooper Lord more, and we had the opportunity to take O'Farrell. And then also for Kennedy, like, he's just playing his best footy, and like he deserves to play his best footy. As someone mentioned as well, Hewitt playing his best footy too. So it would be nice to have them all, but it's the way footy goes. I think Bevo's got Kennedy playing incredible football. I mean, he started pretty slowly last night and just ended up finishing strongly. And yeah, Kennedy's playing a different role. Hewitt is firing as well. Well, yeah, he's playing, that midfield forward role. Enough of Kennedy. It's getting worse than the Judd Kennedy trade. Oh, mate, nothing will ever top the talk about the Judd Kennedy trade. They're almost, I have a feeling it might even pop up this week before Sunday. Some outlet will still ask the question. I'm sure of it. Rob is so happy for it. I'm stoked for him. I love watching him play. Now, stop talking about our players no longer on our list, long gone. Yeah, well, it's more about the situation, more than what it is complaining. I think it's been great. Fans need to realize that Beveridge plays Bam Bam unlike how Voss would have if he stayed. Maybe. He's kicked 17 goals, averaging 25 touches, having the season of his life. Bloody good on him. Good on him. Oh, yeah. What happened to the always chatter? What happened to the 30 goals a year guy? The guy that was going to go kick 30 goals elsewhere? What happened to him? To be fair, I think he's injured. I think he might be injured. Let me check. No, we want the injury list. Okay, yeah, he's injured. Hasn't had a run at it at all. Well, he has. He just hasn't played well. But yeah. I would take the Judd deal every day. Yeah, I still remember that was kind of exactly what we needed. Player with premiership experience to come and help improve the on-field culture. I still remember it. They were good times. And knowing about the club now, like, we obviously didn't have the tools to build good culture. I don't even know if we've still got it now, if I'm being honest, because it takes a long time. But I do remember being super excited that entire time. Kane has been pretty quiet about it since he's not kicking them anymore. That's true. That's true. Didn't get to ask me, what am I wanting to see apart from a win? I would like to see the Eagles kept to less than 60 points. Less than 50 would be great, but less than 60, I would like to see us have 30 or more, generate 30 or more scoring shots. And I would like to see us have a far better accuracy than, I think it was 15 goals, 17 last time, or 13 goals, 19, something like that. That's what I want to see. And no injuries. And then we get out of there, talk about it on the fan cams, have the usual, why is everyone treating this like we're back? Why are Carlton fans getting too excited about the West Coast win? And then me saying no one's getting excited about the win. We're just talking about it. So have that back and forth on Sunday night and then review it on Monday and then think about North next week. That's what I want to see. Less than 50, win by 50. Keep them to less than 50 and win by 50. Is that what you mean? Don't mind that. G'day, Aaron Dirks. I like your profile photo, 17. Quite excited about our young crop. Miss Kennedy and always to bits, but they deserve better, and Kennedy's smashing it. Good on him. Yeah. Wait till we see Jagger play, then we'll be super happy we traded Owies. That is also true. And that's for next year. We don't have a first round pick as it stands right now. But, you know, no matter what we do in this offseason, we know that Jagger will be back and we've never seen him play. So it's going to be like a recruit, which reminds me, right? Something I wanted to talk about. So Cozzy Pickett re-signed. We all saw that. Braden Maynard re-signed. We all saw that. Chad Warner re-signed. We all have seen that. You know what? It's a poll. I think we were split pretty 50-50 on this last time. If someone can remember. I'm going to put a poll and I'm going to get a pulse check. Will TDK stay or leave? I don't want to see where we're at right now. Stay, leave. I want to see where you guys are at. So there's what, 216 of you watching right now. In light of what you have seen from the last time I asked this question, and we spoke about this question, and in light of what we have seen since then, both the form of Carlton and St Kilda, both the crowd numbers of Carlton and St Kilda, and then also having seen Chad Warner stay, having seen Maynard stay, having seen Cozzy Pickett stay, who was heavily linked to leave. Remember, he changed his management, yada, yada. So where do you sit right now? Tatum's tantrum. You think he'll go and he'll get stuck in the mud, all right? After the Saints game, he might have ping-ponged back to us. Debbie, I believe he stays until he says he's leaving. Well, yeah, that's fact. Only Carlton, you think he's choosing the money? Peter, the money's too hard to refuse. Okay. 1.7 is a lot of money to say no to. He's going. Paul, you think he's leaving? He would have re-signed by now. Okay. Baggers are flaggers 24. No more loyalty. Well, no, we're seeing loyalty. I thought Cozzy Pickett was a certainty to leave based on the way it was reported. You want him to stay, but I think the Blues have got some interest in what they might get for him and can be used for future kids. Not that much of a difference. Well, no, I think it is. It's basically reportedly 1.7 or 1.1 a year. I'll say 1.7 compared to 1. So it's about $500,000 a year for, I think, 5 or 6 years. It is quite the difference, I would say. He's gone. Don't even think it's a question of the team's form. How can you turn down that money? Who's closer to a flag, Carlton or St Kilda? That's a good question. 5 minutes, by the way, till the teams are finalised. No mail. Where are the leaks at? I didn't get any leaks this week at all. Don't know him at all, but I don't think he's done I don't think he's a one club type of player. I don't think it means anything to him. Fair. Andy, I think he'll join Geelong. Not sure. Yeah. So, okay. I agree. I think St Kilda's a bit of a smokescreen at the moment, and they're making it very clear that they've got the war chest. A bit desperate at the moment to get like a name through the door to help build this destination club reputation. I don't know if it's Geelong, but I think there'll be a surprise suitor somewhere else. And at the end of the day, the offer has to be tabled. So we will see. Click on the like button after you vote. Yes, let's do that. Let's click on the like button. So 102 of you have voted so far. 62% think he'll leave. 38% think he'll stay. Interesting. I think when it's all said and done, he'll stay. I don't know why. Yeah. But, Paul, you make a good point. Why haven't you announced it? You know? Slobbo. Hello, mate. Sneaky chance the Eagles win this. Yeah. So when was the last time we kept a team to 50? You know what? That's a great question. Let me tell you. Matches. Fixture. I thought we did it earlier in the year. To West Coast. Okay. Did anybody else just see the first few games here and just cringe? Ugh. Yuck. Had this game in control. Didn't even score 50 in this game. Okay, there you go. We kept the Pies to 60, or depending on how you look at it. But the Pies didn't score too much. The Eagles, we kept them to 50. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's bad. Wow, we've really endured it this year, haven't we? When you really when you actually break it down and go back and you just go through what you feel when you think of each round here. No wonder people are angry. Fuck. Ugh. It's so gross, man. Oh, get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Oh. Oh. Fine, trade everyone. Rebuild. Fine. Fuck it. Ugh. Give him the hovercraft if he stays. Yeah. All right. 3 minutes until the final teams. Has anyone got a picture of the Saints offer? I find it hard to believe a club would spend 1.7 million on a ruckman. I agree. I completely agree. I think it's more so 1.7 in the first year, but I don't know. I watched them last night. They don't need a ruckman. They need 2-3 players. They need to stop playing Zach Jones, these types. It's like Cripps re-signing a few years ago. I got a good feeling. So, you know what? That's a good one. When did Cripps re-sign? When in the season? Because I remember us getting a little bit nervous at that. Patrick. Does anyone remember? Patrick Cripps. Contract extension. It was 2021. He signed a 6-year contract in 2021. 24th of June. Okay, that gives us a little something to work with here. 24th of June. Let's go look at what was happening at the time. We were in a far worse position than now. Fixture. 2021. That's July. That's July. That's July. 24th of June was a Thursday. We played Adelaide that week. 1-10. 2021. Marvel. I don't really remember this game. Oh, no, I think I do. I think Zach Williams kicked a goal in this game. I reckon he did. No. Yeah, he did. He did. I remember this was Zach Williams' best game for us for a while. I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was round 15. So that was that was the captain of the club, who I would say was a much higher profile player than what De Koning is right now. Sorry, mate. My bad. My bad. You just unsubscribed. Oh, goodness. You now understand why you're not an optimist. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ari, if he hasn't signed by the buy, he's gone. We know this. Well, Cripps didn't sign by the buy. How do you remember? I don't even remember what I had to eat 2 hours ago. Well, the reason why I remember is because we've been here, like documenting it, like specifically documenting it. Durden for White only change. That's confirmed. Great. There we go. What a surprise. I will get the teams up when they're here. Oh, they're here. All right. We have teams. We have teams. Okay. Corey Durden in for Will White. We've got Silvani, Wiedering, Hollins, Sard, Haynes, Doherty. So already there's a difference there in how the team has been named. Let me just go to this one instead. On the back of returning to the winning form against Essendon, the Blues have made one change. Like for like, Durden has been replaced. Durden has a strong recent record against this week's opponent, kicking 4 goals against the Eagles in Gather Round early in the year. Durden has been named on the bench with Carroll, Fantasia, Hewitt, and Jesse Motlop, with the Blues to name their sub an hour before the bounce. Boyd, Young, and White are the emergencies. So just to visually put it out there, because I want to look at what's different from yesterday. Silvani, Wiedering, Hollins, Sard, Haynes, Doherty, Chincotta on a wing named there, Cripps and Akers. Then you've got Lord, O'Keefe, McGovern named in the forward line with Fogarty, Kerno, and Zach Williams there. Followers, interesting, because usually it's Chera and Hewitt, but we've got De Koning, Chera, and Walsh. And yeah, Hewitt's on the bench with Carroll, Durden, Motlop, Fantasia. So the question is, who's the sub? That is the question. As I just turn to this page and we get confirmation. So Tom McCarthy's going to debut for the Eagles. He's joined by Bailey J. Williams, who is the ruck. That makes sense because he will go with Matt Flynn as a 2-ruck system there. And Clay Hall is in. Tom Cole is out. Brady Hoff is out. Archer Reed is out. So there you go. Shite selections again. Tim, what did you want different? What was the alternative that you wanted to see? Fantasia to be the sub. Carroll. Durds to be the sub. Hewitt to be the sub. Put Akers on the other wing. I don't want him near Doc. They both cough up and fumble. Tim wanted 22 debutantes. Oh, fair enough. Fantasia, 3 points. Boyd should have been starting. Must have jinxed Will White in my summary. Captain Bobblehead. Right. Has the Blues played tall the bottom 4 sides over? Has the Blues played tall the bottom? Hang on. Let me just let me just pour gasoline on my brain before I try and understand this. Have the Blues played all the bottom sides 4 times over for the last 3 seasons or what? Can the AFL work any harder to get you guys to a flag? Hey, we got gifted a fixture and we're burning it in front of your very eyes, Allison. Fantasia sub. TDK's contract may be sorted out before the end of the financial year, probably just after the Port game / before the Collingwood game. I think the Collingwood game would be perfect. Self-hate is fine. External hate isn't needed. Yeah, we love a bit of self-hatred here. Clearly. It has to be one of the 5 small forwards playing as the sub. Yeah. Playing the bottom teams twice won't get you a flag. The Blues always play Collingwood twice. We played Collingwood and Hawthorn twice this year. Yeah. Make Akers or Fantasia the sub and Boydie in. Well, I think it's a choice between Boyd and Matt Carroll. That's how I read it. Yeah, you can't call us shit. Only we're allowed to call us shit. Love that Hawkball is back again. Yeah. I hope he backs it up. We all do, but I really hope he backs it up. Bussy boy, you pick Matt Carroll any day over Boyd, David Glasgow clone. Yeah, I think it's worth putting the games into Carroll, but you got to be careful. You know, if he loses his confidence, got to be really careful with the young ones. Gov to go all 2018, kick 4 as a forward, take a huge mark, and then be offered $700K for 4 seasons. Someone said earlier in the chat, the next 9 games or 10 games, whatever they are, they're crucial for him and his future, which I completely agree. Yeah, he's really playing for that future now. I don't know if he's a permanent back defender anymore. JD Eagles, hello, mate. Don't see the Eagles winning another game this season. Last week game was awful. Can't see us stopping Charlie Curnow. Yeah, it's tough. I think the Eagles will absolutely take it to Carlton this week. And the question will be, can Carlton handle that pressure and work their way through it? Fixture is a mess. Yeah. Oppo fans love to hate Carlton. Mate, Carlton fans love to hate Carlton. But at least we fill the grounds when we play, even when the team is struggling. Seeing St Kilda and the Dogs barely attend Marvel last night was pathetic. Yeah, and just to go back, having gone through the games that we've played this year, no wonder we're angry. Curnow kicks 10 and runs home in the Coleman race. Well, yeah, he hasn't kicked 5 or more this season, which I think is bizarre, personally, that he hasn't kicked 5 or more in a game. I'm going to go to his season. And show you here. So these are the facts of Charlie Curnow's year. Averages a little under 12 touches, 10 of them being kicks, which ranks elite in the comp. Goals, 2.4 per game, above average. Goal accuracy, yeah, that's average. Marks, 6 a game, elite. Tackles, 1.1, below average. Let's have a look. His 2025 season. Goals are here. So he started he didn't play the first game. That's right. He kicked 2 goals, 4 against the Eagles. So 6 scoring shots there, 7 scoring shots against North for 4 goals. 3s and 2s for the rest of the year with a 1 and a 0 there. He's so due. He's so due for a massive game. Just to get the vibes up. It has to be Charlie this week. It just has to be. Let me go back, 2024. So keep in mind goals and behinds. Kicked 5 goals against the Cats last year. That was the last time he went bang. There you go. Wow. Yeah. Yes, he has. He's kicked 4 against North. He actually had a haircut just before, I'm going to say the Giants game, which I thought was the sign. And he started well. Anyway, all right. You think Cripps is going to fall off now? Never doubt a champion, mate. That's what I've learned in life. Never, ever doubt a champion. And that guy's a champion. Kick 10 against West Coast. I think he did it twice in 2023 from memory. Yeah. I will be at the game by myself again. Can't get guest passes unless they're also interstate members. Even then, I could only get a seat in the cheer squad on level 1. Should be interesting. Love that for you. Don't get me started on a good haircut conversation. Look good, play good. Look good, feel good, play good. It's just the rules of life. All right. Tim, Blues by 47, which is fortunate. We will get into predictions on Sunday. I will see you guys on Sunday. So games at 6:10 p.m. for us here on the East Coast. I will do game day live from, don't know, 11 or 12. 11 or 12. We're pathetic. Looking for omens in the garbage bin. Anything for some comfort. Yeah, look at us. Pitiful human beings. Oh, dear. So how does that work for the Baldies? Well, for some Baldies, it works well, a.k.a. Chincotta. Just looks great all the time. He looks, what's the word? Aerodynamic. But it's because he's completely gone skin, you know? He's not got the ones or the holding on or, you know, he's gone for it. So anyway, guys, I will see you Sunday. Don't forget to get your raffle tickets for the signed Dirt and Guernsey. Link is in the top of the live chat. See you Sunday. Go Blues.